Hi everyone, welcome back to the Starvinity universe. This is Grant Greguda, the creator of Starvinity. I'd like to talk a little bit about the Starblood Order. It goes by many names, but we'll just call it the Starblood Order for now. The Starblood Order goes back a long time. But let me just read the description on fandom and then I'll get into the nitty-gritty of it. The Starblood Order is a group of beings that possess Starblood within themselves, but use it for good, trying to maintain peace and freedom throughout the universe. The original Starblood Order, which was started billions of years in the past, has broken up into multiple smaller groups with varying ideas and ways of doing things. But the primary Starblood Order, that keeps to the codes of the original founding order, is still large and seeks out individuals throughout the universe who they feel will stand up for what is right. Now, let's get into... that's the description on fandom, Starvinity Wiki. Now, let me explain a little bit more. Now, I say it started billions of years ago. So there are billions of years of history. I haven't written out every year of history because that would take a while. But I've written up and drawn up a outline of the history of the Starblood Order. There are hundreds of different masters throughout the ages. The majority of Starbloods within the Starblood Order are aliens. There aren't very many humans. There have been humans in the past from various planets, not just Earth. Earth wasn't allowed in the Starblood Order after an ancient war of Atlantis, which was millions of years ago, the Atlantis and Mars Wars. The Earth humans lived on Mars in ancient times in the Starvinity universe. Millions of years ago, they lived on Mars, and Atlantis was the main power on Earth at that time, millions of years ago. This war, though, was fought with the Orions and the gods of Orion. They were trying to defeat Earth because at that time Atlantis may gain enough power to actually overthrow the gods of Orion at the time. The Starblood Order at the time was trying to maintain a degree of neutrality at the time, but eventually the most powerful of the Starbloods convinced the councils of the Starblood and the Starblood Order to defend Earth, because the gods of Orion are, in any basic term, very evil, and they would control and destroy any other humans who they felt were infringing upon their power structure in the galaxy. The Starblood Order themselves date way back before this war I'm talking about, which was just a few million years ago. But I'm just going to be bouncing around a little bit to different interesting time periods, because this was an important war, especially important in the Starvinity universe because it connects to Earth and the history of Mars and why there are devices on Mars that humanity finds later on in the 3rd millennium AD that Earth finds and uses to create their fleets and creates, higher technology in that time period, and why Earth has been protected and free from outside interference of major alien powers, why they still exist, and why they were able to create a civilization without the Orion Empire, the Orion Ascendancy, the gods of Orion, to conquer Earth. The Starblood Order is the main force that protected Earth. During this war I'm talking about, between Atlantis, Mars, Atlantis was a global civilization encompassing the entire planet of Earth. Atlantis was not just Atlantis, a single city. It was a society, a global society that was even on Mars itself. They had spaceships that were not, but they were not able to travel to other star systems. They were just able to go to Mars and Venus, which at the time was actually livable. But after the wars there too, they became unlivable and completely destroyed Venus and Mars. But they were not, the gods of Orion were not able to destroy Earth because the Starblood Order brought every single one of their apprentices and every single one of their masters to defend Earth in the final battle of Atlantis. Atlantis fell and was destroyed, but humanity on Earth survived, and the Starblood Order protected humanity from further incursions of the gods of Orion. Eventually, the gods of Orion gave up any attempt to attack Earth anymore, but the worship of them as gods continued for thousands and thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of years, and tales of their godhood as they worshipped. In the Starvinity universe, the gods of Orion are varied, and they consist of even what would be called the ancient Greek gods, what people called the ancient Greek gods, Zeus, Athena, all of them, Hades. Those are some of the Orion gods of Orion. There's also the Egyptian gods, the Babylonian gods, and many other tales. The Norwegian gods are the gods of Orion as well. These tales, some of them actually were on Earth in ancient past and part of the war, and the tales of them went on through verbal histories. But the Starblood Order restricted and stopped any destruction of Earth and from these gods of Orion, who the gods of Orion are actually just humans to have these powers and abilities. They are actually human, biologically speaking, practically human. Not exactly. They're not Earth humans, but they are human. Almost. They're a little bit different, but mostly human. So I'll just leave it at that for now. And these Starblood Order, at this time of this war, I'm talking about millions of years ago, not billions, but millions, with Atlantis and Mars and the gods of Orion, the Starblood Order had many humans from different galaxies and different star systems part of the Order, but many of these humans died during this war. This war was very vicious for only 3 planets, but the gods of Orion were very determined to destroy humanity on Earth, or control them. If they couldn't control them, the Earth humans who had colonized Mars and Venus, if they couldn't control them and if they didn't worship them as gods, then they would destroy them, as they would in any other humanity from the other planets that were created on the other planets as well. At this time period, I'm speaking of the gods of Orion have control of millions of worlds, but Earth seemed posed to rise up above these other worlds because Atlantis was becoming so powerful, and they were inventing technologies that would rival the gods of Orion. But the Starblood Order stopped this, stopped the fall of Earth, but they couldn't stop Mars and Venus from being completely destroyed and the populations there dying as well. But they tried their best. They were just able to stop destruction of Earth. The Starblood Order also was involved in many wars and conflicts throughout the Milky Way galaxy and in other galaxies as well. Actually, thousands of galaxies. Many times the Starblood Order will protect other galaxies, trying to defend what they consider to be freedom in a sense, but they have different words for that, and different definitions of what freedom is. Just freedom, pretty much just free will. They are more free will, free choice beings. The order chooses to help those who want to have free choice, in a way. But the code is very complicated, but that's the basic code, is the protection of those who want freedom, and to help those good, and to fight evil. That's the basic code, to fight evil, basically. There's many more details about it, but that is the basic code of the Starblood Order, dating back to billions of years. And there are many ancient evils that the Starblood Order has fought. If you've ever read Lovecraft or know about Lovecraft and all the different gods and different beings in the Lovecraftian lore and history, then those kind of gods and beings existed and they exist in the future of the Starvinity universe. Those kind of gods, not exact ones, not Cthulhu, but beings like them, and the giant alien tentacle gods in space. And the Starblood Order fights those in ancient times, in the billions of years ago. Those were their main evil enemies. But even a few of those what you'd call tentacle gods, or whatever they are, actually a couple of them actually chose to be part of the Starblood Order and choose to be good. So it's not that they just were born evil, most just chose to be evil, of these beings that are kind of Lovecraftian in style, but those were in ancient times, before Earth was created, before humanity on Earth was born. So this is a long time ago in the history of the Starblood Order. And but you might say, like, why use English? Why not use some strange alien language to explain these orders and these different groups? It's just English is easier. The Starblood Order has a specific name in the alien dialects of each specific alien race, but Starblood Order is the basic English translation, the easiest translation to understand. I could go on for a lot longer. Let's think of what else. There's a lot to talk about. Well, I can't think of anything at the moment, but if you have any specific questions about the Starblood Order, or about their history, or if you would like to know a specific time period for me to go in more depth and the lore behind them more in depth, about their creation or how they started, just let me know and I will make a video about that. I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you subscribe, comment, like, and share. There's lots more coming out, and there's lots more in the plan, in the works. There's too much to talk about in a couple videos. It'll take me years to get all this out, to explain it, to create it. But make sure you subscribe, comment, share, like. It helps tremendously, and I think eventually there'll be certain people that are who will like this style of sci-fi, science fiction, and I just created it because I wanted to create my own universe, and I had so many stories in my head that I wanted to tell, so I just created it, and I hope someone else likes it, but if not, I create it for myself, just to enjoy it. So that's that. But make sure you subscribe, comment, share, and like. And I hope that you guys all watch the next video. Appreciate it. Bye.